We're making true brisket burn-ins. They're smoky, they're sweet, they're tender, they're crunchy, they're fatty. They're everything you think they should be. To get started, we have a prime brisket that we bought at Costco. To each their own. A lot of people say prime and choice doesn't matter. Me and my wife kind of feel a little bit different. When Costco has the prime briskets, that's something that we're willing to spend the extra money on. We have found, in our personal opinion, through the briskets that we've done, no offense, anybody else has a different opinion, that there is a different quality when it comes to prime and choice Costco briskets. We have found true success with the primes, and it seems like the choice ones are hit and miss. You can have fantastic ones with choice, but you also have some bad ones, let's put it that way. So let's get it trimmed up, seasoned up, and ready to go in the pit. Today is all about my very first attempt at true brisket burnt ends. I think I've done brisket burnt ends poor man style every other way. Smoked chuck roast, hot dogs, bologna, you name it. But I've never taken the time to do a true brisket, separate the two meats, and create a burnt end out of one of them. All right, now that our brisket's trimmed up, I am going to just go ahead and season it up. I don't know if the binders matter. There's a lot of times I do not use a binder, but since we are making burn ends out of it, we're trying to get the flavor to the max. So let's add some W sauce, mustard. Kind of my go-to when I do a binder. All right, you guys know I rock that AP Texas style seasoning, so we're just gonna liberally season this. And make sure to get all the sides. Flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. All right, now the brisket's seasoned, we're just gonna sit on a cooling rack and get ready for tonight. So we'll be smoking this overnight. Give it about 4 to 6 hours in the refrigerator, and we'll come out and let it do its thing. Alrighty, several hours later, the rain is here. We're gonna do an overnight cook. The brisket seasoned, ready to go. This is all of our trimmings. We're gonna place this on a little bit onto the side. This is the idea. We're gonna rock the Traeger 225 with the smoke mode for about 3 hours. It's about 9 o'clock now. About 11 o'clock, I'll come back out and adjust the pellets, just top it off completely. We're running 50% smoking pecan. You guys know I've been rocking those. Absolutely love them. And I'll cut it with some hickory. Two of my favorite pellets. The tallow in this pan is going to rock it right there. I'm not worried about the drippings. It actually acts as a heat shield as well, so it's kind of like the best bang for the buck. It is 6 o'clock in the morning. We put on at 9 o'clock last night to show you the pellet level. Not bad at all. I was worried about it, but I never came out here one time. And that is a lot of pellets left over. I never changed the tip. 225, rocked it the whole time, because once I put my meters in there, my meter probes, both of them will give you an estimated time. And I was like, man, I could sleep for 8 hours, you know? So that's what we did. Instead of bumping it up to 250, I let it rock at 225 the whole night, and here we are. And as easy as it sounds, there is your smoked beef tallow. All that fat rendered out, all that smoked flavor overnight. So the only thing you'll do from here is just strain it out, and you have yourself some fantastic liquid gold. Just give it a couple good spoonfuls right over that brisket. Keep it moist. Put your probes back in. Back on the smoker it goes. We're gonna bump the temperature up to about 275 and let it rock to about 230 degrees. And about an hour and a half later, we have reached about 203 degrees. Simply enough, we got it on a cooling rack. It's about 45 degrees outside. We're gonna let it cool down outside until it hits about 180 degrees, and then we'll go from there. Just like that, about 3 hours later, we have ourselves about 140 degree cooled down brisket. The more I got to thinking about it, the more I thought, why would I just bring it down to 180 degrees? Let's cool it down a little bit more. Ooh, that thing's soft, I can already tell. And just pour some of that juice right over top of it. Can't hurt it at all. I'm just going to reuse the pan that we rendered all that beef fat and made smoked beef tallow out of. Not a big deal. So we're just going to separate the point from the flat. It's a good sign. It's a lot of wiggle. I suppose you probably could have done this before you smoked it. Nah. Just trim a little bit of that fat away. Simply enough to this, we're gonna cut it in chunks. Look at that right there. How juicy that is. Let's say about 1.5 inches, something like that. We have some guests coming over. I asked them what would they rather have. Savory, sweet, original, and everybody agreed to sweet and tacky, but I am going to keep a few on the side for a little bit of original. I'd prefer it, so we'll just have to check it out. Let me show you right here. Taste that dang nugget right there. Tell me what you think.
Oh man, oh man.
It's probably the best brisket I've cooked on a pellet grill.
Yeah. Dang, that's good.
Yeah, good.
What kind of brisket is this? The prime brisket from Costco?
Yeah.
Golly. That is dang good.
All right, let's cut them up in chunks. Just set them in the pan. Something about yay big. All right, we're just gonna base the recipe on this right here. Brown sugar, hot honey, butter, and the Stubbs barbecue sauce. We tried the barbecue sauce. We try to pick out a different one every time we go, just in case we accidentally like one more than the other. So we're on the Stubbs train today. We tasted it. It's a tomato base. It's got a lot of vinegar in it. It's got a little bit of black pepper in there. So we're gonna kind of mix and match with the sweetness. So I like the hot honey. And I'm looking maybe about 2 tablespoons. I'm just going to drizzle this over top of it. And let's go in about 1/4 cup of that barbecue sauce. Let's say 1/3 of a cup. About 2 tablespoons of honey. About 1/4 cup of that brown sugar. Let's say 3 tablespoons. And some pads of butter. And just top everything off, hit it with that cue that. And I'm gonna season those raw pieces or naked pieces right there. On the Traeger it goes at 300 for a few hours. And just like that, our burnt ends are done. All right, really quickly, off camera, I basically took the exact same ingredients. I did not add the butter because there's so much fat in the fatty part of the brisket to begin with. And added a little bit more brown sugar than we originally did because the barbecue sauce itself was not sweet. Made this a little bit more sweeter. Basically just bring up to temp, let it boil for a few seconds, and then just cut the heat. And we're going to toss our burnt ends in there. Woo, that thing's hot. Little barbecue nuggies. I guess that's why they call them burnt ends. You're already doing me and you ain't even tried it.
I know. It's because it smells so good. And that sauce right here smells amazing.
Yeah, so the sauce really comes down to the personal preference. You know, you can make multiple sauces from this point. Right before we serve, we're just going to add that sauce. Alrighty, well, they've set up. That glaze has got tacky. Let me show you really quick. So the wife asked, doesn't the fat get like crispy? She was expecting the fat to get crispy. When you barbecue sauce them or something like that, they're not going to. It's just not going to happen. But these naked ones that I did, they came out completely different. I don't know if I'd actually do them like this all the time, but it's nice to set some to the side. The fat kind of crisp up, which is what you're looking for. Go ahead and take a bite of that one. Not a lot of flavor, but they're almost like a brisket chicharron. Yeah. Yep.
Dang.
You haven't even had the good ones? You haven't even had the good ones yet. I don't know if it matters which nugget you grab. Oh, that looks like a good one right there. I mean, just fall apart tender. Still juicy. I'm gonna say this right now. There's no poor man burn ends. After having like true burn ends, you can make a burn end out of something else, but it's not even a poor man's burn end. It's just call it chuck roast burn ends or whatever. That is phenomenal.
Okay. Yeah, feed me one.
Just look how tender that is. That's way better than pork belly. Way better than dang chuck roast. Yeah, those are good. Those are good. Those are good. Just look at all that color. Just look at that. How it just comes apart. Golly. All right, guys, there you go. That's a first attempt of a true brisket burn-in. From our point of view, we knocked it out of the park. I think there's no denying it. I'm sure you can do it another way. I'm sure people out there are going to scold me. But the final results are where it's at. Tender, barky, smoky, sweet, peppery. It literally just encompasses everything that I like about barbecue sometimes. And this is it. I don't like barbecue like that all the time. But these are dang good. I think the family will enjoy them. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button. Pound the notification button. Share it with your friends.
Golly, give me another one.
I know. I just want to keep like snacking.
I know.
We could easily put down
The whole thing.
half the brisket. Yes. Ourselves.
Those dang things are good. Golly.